Friday. Welcome to the channel. We are not doing hay. We're done. We're done. And so there's some bush hogging. He got some of that done today and the day before and the day before that. So I didn't really film that because I was at work and he kind of got it done before I got off of work. And BJ is down here doing fill dirt. He wants to soften up the slope on his barge pad, and then Sean is going to head down and work on our barn pad. So that's what's going on today. We're doing dozering. So thanks for joining us. Take you on a ride out of the cow barn and over to our barn pad. We'll see how this goes. That looks a little bit, break out. That looks a little bit high up in the air. Let me get you pointed. There we go. There we go. Hopefully we don't run into the dump truck, but never know. It could be coming this way. Yep, here it comes. We will give the dump truck a rating, I think I'll stop it. off all the topsoil and get that kind of set aside. Then he'll do the grade work and then put the topsoil back on. At least that's what he usually does. like what he just did. camera got really wonky there. This stinky turd right here, he just inadvertently peed on my foot. You say, inadvertently how? Well, I was standing in a little clump of weeds and he peed on them while I was filming, and I didn't notice until I felt dripping on my foot, and I was pretty sure I knew what it was, but Rico, get over here. Well, even though the scenery has changed and we're not doing hay anymore, at least I'm still yelling at Rico to get over here. The new development is that he is now peed on my leg. That was new. I guess it was technically my foot. I shouldn't be overly dramatic. And I believe the direction he's going now is supposed to be 92 feet. And then the direction here, even with the interstate, I believe that's going to be 100 foot. And that should give us kind of a 10-foot buffer around the perimeter, just so we can have a very slight slope instead of a dramatic drop off. Should just be very, very slight. Gradual, that's the word I'm looking for. Very gradual decline. parked me right next to it. So it sounds like that spot where I told you he didn't like what he saw. He hit a vein of topsoil, and so he didn't want to waste it. So he continued to strip the vein out, so now it's low in one spot, and he's gonna need BJ to dump a couple truckloads over there so he can get it moved out and let it be settling so we can work on it tomorrow. Project that we haven't even started on, kudzu. Oh, Rico has joined the engineer meeting. He's giving them his input. Oh wow. Rico's decided that he lost interest in the meeting. So we'll see what they come up with. Load up. Get on the gator. Okay. So, the engineers have adjourned their meeting. And apparently we are going to go to the Boro pit. And now I don't know if I'm going to get this correct or not. He said it. I have to repeat it. I'm sorry. Just fire me now. He said they have to strip another, yeah, I forgot already. It sounds like, I can't see, the windshield's dirty, and the sun isn't very bright. Rip, he said rip another something. You probably know I'm a moron when it comes to this, so I guess what I gathered is he's going to flatten out the bottom of the Boro pit, and then they're going to take it a layer deeper. That's what I gathered. I could totally be wrong. they might be widening it and not deepening it. You're probably going to be the fourth to know, though. The engineers being the first and second. I don't know if Rico is listening or not. I know he lost interest and started rolling around, so fourth or fifth is what we'll say. So I get the part about flattening it out, but something to do with ripping another layer. Not sure. Not sure. Let's speed this up. Okay, so it sounds like they're done for the evening. If you can see, BJ is at the dump truck over there, and he's taking the last load of dirt to our barn pad. And Sean's right here. He has shut off the dozer. Rico is going to greet his dad. He had some separation anxiety. He was pretty upset. He couldn't see him for like an hour. And then over here, I don't know if you can really get the understanding of how deep this is. It's at least 20 foot deep, I guess. And so the goal is that they are going to start digging from this corner, so that way when it rains, it doesn't fill up the whole borrow pit. It'll just start over here. And eventually this will be a pond, but since it's so deep, I need to go get him. So I'm going to shut my pie hole and head over there to get him. Okay, this is the other side. So that's where they started loading, and then they flattened it out so it's not so all over the place. And then right back there, that's where they're starting to dig deeper. So that way if it rains, it should end up over in that corner and they can pump it out and still use the borrow pit. So that is all for this evening. We are going to head home, and God bless everyone, and I hope you have an awesome weekend, and we'll probably see you tomorrow. Thanks for your support, and bye-bye for now.